Hey, what's going on YouTube? My name is Max Huberty, and today I'm with Derek Gumb, and we're going over his eBay warehouse. He's got a little under 4,000 items here, and today we're going to be going over his processes, how he got started, and what his plans are for the future. So without further ado, let's get into this video. So starting off, how long have you been doing eBay, and how did you get into selling on eBay?
Yeah, so I've been selling products online for the past 2 years.
Okay.
I started with Amazon and eBay, actually. And at the time, I saw it as a way just to get cash flow, just to get income coming in, because I did not have a job, so I just needed some money. So I started out by going to different stores like Ollie's, Walmart, Sam's Club, thrift stores, and just looking for kind of random items like comic books, action figures, video games, and I would buy them and bring them back to my house and try to flip them online.
Nice.
But over time, I realized that I kind of needed to specialize down, and I landed on men's used clothing. So that's the majority of my inventory is men's used clothing.
Yep. And what are the benefits to niching down and finding a product or a niche that you like working in?
Yeah, I would say by specializing, you get expert knowledge in that niche, and you get to know about, like for clothes, for example, the different types of material, the different sleeves, raglan sleeve, 3/4 sleeve. You get to know the keywords that help identify the products for the buyer, because that buyer is looking for something very specific. So I started by following Tech and Sports online. He was the #1 best eBay seller of all time.
Wow.
I learned a lot from his YouTubes, from his courses. So I recommend people learn a lot on YouTube and eventually try to niche down.
Right. Well, there's definitely riches in the niches, right?
Yep.
So you got a lot of items back here. Tell me a little bit about the process, how you acquire items, and what it takes to get rid of them.
Sure. So I find most of my items at thrift stores and sometimes estate sales.
Nice.
So for the viewer, if you just go to Google Maps and type in thrift stores, you're going to find dozens in your city. I guarantee it. So in Oklahoma City, we have like over 50 thrift stores. So 5 days a week, I'll go to about like 3 thrift stores a day, and I'll look through every single men's clothing item and literally thousands of clothes, and I'm searching for the items that I know will sell for high money quickly. So I'll grab those items, and then every day I try to get roughly like 100 items, and then I'll bring them back to my house. And at my house, I have a photo station set up with professional lighting.
Wow.
And so I'll take photos of each item, and those photos then get onto eBay, and we list them so that the buyer can search for it and find it. And because I sell used items, every single item is unique, and every listing is unique. It's one of a kind.
Wow.
So there's a lot of listings. And then once I have those items in a box processed, I'll then bring them to this storage unit where they sit and they wait for a buyer to buy them. And then once a buyer buys them, I'll ship them out here and get them sent to the buyer.
So all those boxes that you're talking about is what we see behind us.
Yeah.
How long do you typically sit on an item for?
So I try to do 90 days, which is like the industry standard for eBay. But now that I'm growing bigger and I have processes, I'm extending that to up to 1 year.
Okay. Very cool. All right. So we got a little bit under 4,000 items behind us. And typically on average, how many of these items are you selling per day?
So I typically sell 20 items a day.
Wow.
Sometimes more, sometimes less. And that's 7 days a week. And that equates to about $500 of gross sales a day.
Wow. Okay. And for plans for the future, what ideas do you have for growth, or do you want to sell more items in the future? What does the next level look like for you?
Yeah, I think about that all the time, constantly trying to grow the business. My next step is to get to 100 items a day.
Okay.
So I currently sell 20 a day and list 20 a day. I would like to bump that up to 100. So that just requires more processing, more sourcing items, more photographing them, more listing, and more shipping. And that all requires employees, honestly. So that's the next step. I currently have one part-time worker who does about 15 hours a week of just photographing.
Okay.
But I do everything else.
Okay.
And so the next step is hire a full-time person.
So what other steps of the business do you need to hire out at this point?
Yeah, so there's 4 key elements:
Okay.
sourcing, photographing, listing, shipping. I am looking to hire out the photographing, listing, and shipping.
Okay.
Looking to hire those out.
Right.
And then I'll stick with the sourcing.
Okay.
Because the sourcing is the hardest to do, requires the most knowledge. And at the moment, I don't know anyone else to easily plug into that.
And so if any of the viewers out there want to get started selling online, maybe starting an eBay store, how do they get started and how do they become the next Derek Gumb?
Yeah, so I would start with education. Just go on YouTube, type in eBay resellers, go on Twitter, whatever socials. There's so much good content out there. There's so many good people who are just trying to teach others.
Right.
I would start there. And then step 2, you got to just start. You got to go out there and experiment. But, start with things you're interested in. Maybe you're interested in Pokemon cards. Okay, go try that. Maybe you're interested in animals. Go try to find animal products to flip. Clothes, whatever. So just go out there and don't spend too much money in the beginning because you're gonna make some mistakes. So buy some stuff, bring it home, take your best guess, and try to list it on eBay or Amazon and see how it goes.
Very cool. All right, man. So what about this pile over here? Where did you get these items from and what are they?
Yeah, we call this the Mountain of Madness. This is part of the wholesale deal I did.
Okay.
All this is. So, yeah, I bought it from a guy in Florida. So I bought a one-way ticket to Florida, then bought a 26-foot, I think, U-Haul truck. And we just filled the truck up with all these clothes. And I drove it from Florida to Oklahoma City, hired some guys. We just stacked them up. These are just stacks and stacks and stacks of clothes. So these are all men's button-up shirts, polos, and activewear.
Wow, very cool. All right, so it looks like we got some men's, large men's clothes over here. Just an assortment of a little bit of everything, right, Derek?
Yep. These are a little bit more of common items.
Okay.
That I got in the wholesale deal, so these are not the best. But
some Under Armour.
We got a kids Naruto hoodie.
Okay.
We got a Nike hoodie. I think that's a kids as well.
A little bit of everything in here, huh?
Tons and tons.
Very cool. What was the process to getting here, and how did you find this place?
So I did not have this from day one. I started in my previous house. I started in half of a room.
Gotcha.
And just bought a couple items and was working from that. As that expanded, I expanded up to the attic. I actually laid plywood down and expanded the attic a bit to have more storage. Once I outgrew that, I realized I needed a storage unit. So I found a small one, moved into that. Once that expanded, then realized, all right, I gotta take it to the next level, get a bigger unit.
Right.
So this here is 1,000 square feet. So this was pretty big. So I went on LoopNet actually, which is to find like office space or industrial. Because I thought I needed like a big bay, like some type of contractor garage.
Right.
And just looked all around. It took me a good 2 or 3 weeks and finally stumbled upon this location, and this just worked perfect for my needs.
So were you able to work with them, or was it already opened up like this? What did it look like when you moved in?
Yeah, it was open. This is essentially 6 units.
Right.
Opened up. There is power in here, which was very important because when I ship here, my laptop needs power.
Right.
The power wasn't working when I saw it. The person that was trying to show me this, was like, oh, you don't want this. This is old. This is dirty. And when I saw it, I was like, no, I'll clean it up.
Yeah.
So they fixed the power. I cleaned it up, and I was like, this is going to happen.
Awesome. So you recommend people probably start small and grow from there?
Yeah, absolutely. Just wherever you're at. If you're in New York City in an apartment, if you're in California where space is expensive, you can start out of your bedroom, out of your closet. I would just say start small and verify that the process works before kind of increasing and expanding.
All right, man. So if anyone wants to check out your eBay store, how can they find you?
Yeah, you can go on eBay and search for my store, Fast. One word, Fast.
Well, it was really good having you on. Thanks for your time. And thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And we'll see you on the next one.
Thanks, guys. See ya.